are the co-founders of Dipper.
Dipper is a technology platform that guides professionals of color to a better workplace, one review at a time.
Dipper is your safe space. It is the time for you to share your voice with a community that you are a part of. Visit us and join today at ourdipper.com.
Hello, Jacinta. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, like, conferences are happening again.
Yeah.
People are traveling, trying to stay healthy, drink my green juice.
Ooh, it looks like you drank all of that green juice already.
I'm trying to, it's like I'm trying to not be sick out here.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And then the holidays are coming up. So it's like,
I didn't get that.
No.
Could you try again?
Yeah, Siri's nosy.
She's so nosy. She keeps thinking I'm talking to her. Like, I'm not.
So yeah, no, I hear you on like just trying to stay healthy, especially, for me having two little ones, 2-year-old.
Yeah.
I feel like they come back home with colds like every other week. And this morning I was taking a shower and I was like, wow, my immune system is really strong. Let me knock on wood.
Right? It's like knock on all the things.
No,
I mean, yeah. And it's funny because I think there were all those like work, in the workplace, it was real. People would come with their germs and like, because they were afraid to call out sick.
Yeah.
It's just like
those germ days. Oh my god.
The germ days. It's almost like a bigger version of a daycare, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because like the kids come in because we're like, no, you need to go to school. Like, so we're all trying to be like more cognizant and healthy. Yeah. But I mean, a great part of like our workplace wellness and workplace mental health is, of course, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's why we're all gathered here today.
Ooh, it sounds like
Right. It's a marriage.
It's a marriage. You know what? That should have been the title today. Like, is your organization married to DEI? Or are they in a divorce? What's really going on?
Next time. We separated. I know, right? With all of the changes happening in organizations right now.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to see like which departments have been impacted in really big ways. And I've definitely heard, I mean, you're probably hearing it too from a lot of people leaders. DEI is like getting hit, right?
It's getting hit really hard. And it's unfortunate because the department that is getting hit the hardest is, can you guess, Jacinta? DEI. DEI. Big shout out though to everyone that's saying good morning to us.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, good morning. Hello.
It's going to be a good chat today. I think I'm really excited. I know it's going to be quick, but I think it's going to be like energizing. And we need your engagement today. Like, cause we're going to be like coming up with some lists, checking it twice.
You're going to find out which organization is naughty or nice.
There you go.
We're in a fun mood. I love it.
I know. Take us on the road.
Someone is ready for 2023. But me too. Are y'all ready for 2023? Elizabeth, Melissa, Asha, Oma, Jasmine, everybody. If I didn't say your name, are you ready for 2023? Today's topic is DEI things that your organization must do. It's funny because before this, like Jacinta and I were talking, and we're like, you know what? Should we start off with things your organization shouldn't do again? And then we dive in. So we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are some things that you've been seeing organizations do that just piss you off?
Yeah.
It makes
and maybe and it's like DEI lessons learned,
yeah.
I think has been really interesting. And I think a lesson I've learned, like especially as a people manager, like hiring should not happen in a silo or privately. Like it needs to be accessible and public as much as possible. Like, so it's like, do not hide your open roles from your own employees and from diverse populations. So that would be my like, do not, you know.
Do not. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna write some stuff down too while people.
I gotta write. We should have prepared for this, right? No, but seriously, going off of what you said, do not hire someone. Don't go ahead and hire a senior leader or whoever, right? Because executives like to do this. And then bring your DEI leader in once you've hired that person. What statement does that actually say or make? Right? It shows that person's decision-making power, there's no power there. It shows that person's voice is really insignificant. It's like, hey, whether you like the person or not, doesn't really matter. You can talk to them after we've hired them. Don't do that.
Like already signed the paperwork.
Yeah, already signed the paperwork. The person's talking to you like, why are you talking to me right now?
Right. Exactly. And I saw someone say hiring transparency. So, you know, transparency is probably one of my favorite words. But in some organizations, it's like a curse word. Like, it's just bad. It's bad to say. People are afraid of it. It's not something. So like, don't be like elusive, you know, don't like be secretive. I think that even goes to the candidate. Like, you know, I was talking to someone because they were asking me if I knew someone to recommend for a role. And they were like, look, to be honest, I don't really know what we need. And I was like, say that shit to candidates. Like, say that to somebody. Like,
we don't know.
Say like, our organization is dealing with these problems. We're still trying to best understand like what sort of person we need right now. But we want to talk to leaders in the space that we admire to learn more about how they can possibly collaborate with us to help grow our business. And it's like, it is okay to, you don't have to have it all figured out. So I think that's, sometimes it's like entering the hiring process thinking you have it all figured out is like a no. It's okay to learn. It's okay to pivot.
Totally. And just since, you know, I have to play around with you for a second. I think you have a secret admirer here. Just that you look cute. I should have told you that. Let me just kind of throw you.
I am on like a couple hours of sleep, girl.
Well, you look cute on a couple hours of sleep.
Thank you.
You know what they say?
You know, the conferences and all of that. Just moisturize, hydrate.
Well, you got that. What did you say? Green juice, green tea,
green juice. Yeah. I mean, not to do like a product endorsement for anything, but I've been Athletic Greens. It's like I could go on. If you need a referral code, hit me up.
Yeah, show us that bottle though. Show us that bottle. Is the drink still actually
almost done? It's almost
there. You
done.
go. So she enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
But I think, you know, the next thing I'd say, a lot of organizations put DEI leaders under chief people officers. I personally don't think that is effective. There's just like that other barrier and hump. I'm seeing moisturize and hydrate. Let me put this up for a second. I love that. You know, that's a barrier in itself. What really should be happening is DEI leaders should be reporting directly to the COO or CEO. I have seen so many gaps within organizations where DEI leaders are reporting to CPOs. And then the CEO and COO, which have really incredible impact in kind of making that final decision, is not connected or aligned. That's what begins to bring that burden, and it doesn't drive the impact that one needs. And also when you start to think about, hey, need a budget specifically, or I need to drive these efforts in this direction, it's much easier if you have that relationship with the CEO or COO to really then get that done and that level of respect as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's like, do not put your DEI leaders underneath HR. I think another thing you mentioned, Netta, which is critical, because you talk about this about a lot about employee resource groups. Do not neglect giving your DEI leader a budget.
Oh my gosh. Can I drop my pen?
Like,
right.
They need a budget, right? They need a budget. Like there's going to be dollars they will need to spend to do the work that they need to do, or to hire the folks that they need on their team, whether that's consultants or whomever. It could be internal resources, but they will need their, because a lot of DEI executives I come into contact with are almost like little CEOs of their own initiatives or goals within a business. Yeah. So that has like a P&L, that needs a budget, that they're building a strategy that's going to benefit your org.
Right.
And they're not doing a car wash for that. Like they need dollars.
They do. You're spot on with that, Jacinta. And I would take it a step further and say, not only just budgets per group, but like ensure that you're paying those leaders that are doing the work on an individual basis. So when I talk to clients, I say, I really like the structure of either, two co-chairs of an ERG or president, VP, treasurer, secretary of an ERG, and making sure that those folks have, of course, the responsibilities that they're executing on that align with the business, but that they're compensated. Don't say, oh, okay, well, we'll just give you equity. No, pay for their work, right?
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's really interesting that organizations will do is the chief diversity officer or whoever is head of diversity is just placed wherever, right? It's just like, okay, well, they're placed wherever and they're not really supported.
Yeah.
Or it may be like, hey, we know that someone in this organization is interested in DEI, or this person identifies as Black or as Hispanic, Latinx, or Asian. They would be great at pushing the needle forward for our organization. Yeah. And it sets those people up, doesn't set those people up for success. And what I say to leaders is you would never, if there was an open CFO role, a leader would never say, well, you know what? There's some folks interested in this organization, interested in finance. We're just going to pull them on into the CFO role. That would never happen, or it would never happen.
Never done anything related to finance.
Interested in marketing. We're just going to pull them in. They'll be a chief marketing officer. So why is that happening with diversity, equity, like with DEI leaders? It shows the lack of seriousness and investment for that work. And it's the very reason why many leaders, when they enter organizations, don't have any budget, don't have any support, don't have the guidance to really, or even the decision-making power to drive in the right direction.
So would you say the bullet point there is stop pulling underqualified leaders into DEI leadership roles? Or
I would say the bullet would be don't simply base your decision off of people that are interested in DEI work within your organization, or make your decision based on, well, there's only one Black person here, so that'll be the person that handles That's like the path.
Interest.
Everyone wants to do right. Like that shouldn't just be that individual's path. So it's if
who's present, but sometimes it's just like, oh, this person's here.
Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to bring someone on into your organization, make sure that you really are prepared to do that and find that person that has the experience that they're going to bring to the table to push these efforts to the next level.
Yeah. Right. I love that someone mentioned like that's window dressing. Like when they're just like throwing anybody and everybody at the initiative, it's because it's not serious to the org, right? So I think a lot of the things we've said not to do have really turned into things like we should do. So I think early on in this convo, we talked about do not hide your open roles. So like transparency is big, I think, right? Netta, like that seems to be a theme. An organization like value transparency, value, and that even hit on something else someone mentioned about like pay equity and inequality. So that transparency is key, right? And someone highlighted, they're like, our organization's mantra is about diversity. And so I think that goes to as well, make DEI, make diversity part of your company's core values, part of the company goals, so that it's not just something folks are doing because they think it's fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot believe that the time
I know
has come. But,
every time back to work we go.
Back to work every.
This is such a good break.
Yeah, no, you're so right. You're so right.
It's like a refresher.
Every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our Shut Up and Listen show. What we want for every single person to do right now is head to ourdipper.com. That's OURDIPPER.com. Make sure you fill in your review for every organization that you've worked for, and then tap on your mom and your grandmother and do the same thing.
Friends,
where were you working, right?
Yeah. Exactly. We want to hear it all.
Exactly. And then also understand, we have a forum. Once you register, you'll see. If you are going through things within your organization and you're trying to navigate some difficult times, we don't want you to do it alone. Let us know, put it in the forum, and you'll have immediate and instant advice that we will provide you. We're here to support all of you. We want to see everyone win. We thank you so much for joining us.
And Mary, I think your question is great. How can I, as an employee, identify corporations' seriousness about DEI? That is why we made our platform. That's why we made Dipper. That's why it's called Our Dipper, because it belongs to you too. But it is a place where people are sharing aspects about what was it like to work at a place and what was their experience, so that you can be informed and you can know more about what was it really, really like. And if you don't see an org you're looking for more info on, feel free to put that in the feed. As Netta was saying, you can also reach Netta or I at any time at hello@ourdipper.com. Thank you so much for spending your little break with us this afternoon, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.